Okay, Sinatapi. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, Native Wellness Institute. We just send out the energy of gratitude. We send out the energy of lateral kindness. We send out the energy of lateral forgiveness, and to stop the lateral violence of any kind. So, okay, welcome to Native Wellness Institute. I'm on Fisherman's Wharf, and I hijacked a room. It's actually my room. Thank you to Native American Health Center. I've been their female traditional practitioner and consultant and clinician for 25 years. And I'm back renewing my contract. So I'm here in San Francisco on Fisherman's Wharf for 7 nights. And also for Bates. And tomorrow we'll be doing clinic in the morning. And then we have a talking circle. So you're all welcome on the 30th at the Cap Street office from 1 to 3. It's free to everyone and everybody if you want to come on over and do some healing. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. If you're just joining us for the first time, Native Wellness Institute is an NGO. We are a large team of all 4 generations. I'll be 69 in April, and we go down to our real young teenage ones, eh? And then we have some of us who act like teenagers. No, just kidding. And I was just, for those of you, those of you who know us, Monique. She's just come all the way down from Northern California because we're going to get some, they call it Native American Health Center, but we call it NIH. See, everyone talks in acronyms here. And then April McGill is American Indian Cultural Center. There's like a little res in the middle of the San Francisco right here, and it's its own district. And yesterday we had this huge healing event with all of the natives and BIPOC and indigenous from 3 o'clock till, I think we went to I didn't get to bed till 10. Anyway, then KPFA, I went on live. I guess it's aired tonight on KPFA. Janine Antone, she was at earlier, there was like 60 elders, I swear. Tommy Orange, everybody in Oakland. We had an elders, jubilee. It was just so great. I even got to play bingo. I was like, this is like right on. I was like with all the elders, but they had prizes. I won a big old bag of bluebird flour, but I gifted it to my Antone family because Grandma could make some fry bread, or she could make some bannock, or I was just thinking, makes my mouth water thinking of all the things Grandma can make with that bluebird flour. So I won the first bingo, and anyway, I was like, everybody was like looking at me, like here's the out of towner winning the first bingo. It's the energy. Badass Andy just has this energy. But people give me gifts. It's weird. As you get older, you don't need that much. And I mean, I can fit both of what I need in a couple. I got my kami voice mix. Because, it's going to be historical at the powwow on Saturday. Because the first openly two-spirit Skapi Pikani woman, we call him Auntie Stephen, was transferred during North American Indian Days, his stand-up headdress. And he is coming, and he's got his headdress. Mine's sitting right over there. I've been smudging it because we're nothing. We're just human, but our headdresses have the ability to uplift and to encourage people, and they bring good medicine. It's historical because we're dancing together in the Bates powwow, and we're hoping to, however we dance in, whatever, because here it is not like in some of America where they think there's just male and female categories. Here in this great, the sun's coming out. I just gotta show you. I'm just gonna show you this. I got this bay window, and the sun is starting to come out. Last night there was fireworks. On honoring all of our Chinese New Year's, the year of the snake. People were praying and celebrating, and Monique is coming to do some body work on, because we're healing the healers. I get the first one. So you're gonna be laying me down, and she does that Hawaiian kind of body work where she takes her feet and she pops everything in your back and then your hips, and then she digs everything. Monique just works. It's called body work, and what it does is clean out all the negativeness. She does your muscles. She does the bottom of your feet, all of your reflexology. She does your hands. She jerks you. She'll be jerking me around because it's always popping, like pop, pop. Anyway, I just got out of the shower and I'm like ready to, but I thought, oh man. Okay, so why should Indians be happy? Why should Indians have faith right now? And why should Indians take out their sweet grass and their smudge and just do what we always do? With a clear mind, pray that all of our relatives have a long, healthy life. And then believe Ishtabatabiyo, the maker that gives us breath and follows us the entire time of our life till our last breath. Tinkashala to the Lakota, Nakota, Dakota. Mahio to our Northern Cheyenne. Akpatadia to our Crow relatives. And I also go up to Seattle. To all our Bonnie Duran Buddhists. Whatever the name that you call out. No guy can moke it. No gospel moke it. Have pity on me. Help me. And everything will turn out okay. It's that simple. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So sometimes that courage to know the difference, and that's our topic today. What kind of courage do we need to be fortified and give to our children and our grandchildren and the next 10 generations? What kind of courage do we raise them with so that they can differentiate and make the best choices? And because one of the things ever since, the patriarchy of white supremacy came into our arena, our aura, our land, is that we have to keep those pieces of cultural response. What is your cultural response to what's going on, and not letting your mind, because remember, those of us, if our grandparents or our parents or our great-grandparents were in residential school, our boarding school, or they were taken away for some reason and we were raised by someone else, 60 scoop, all of that. If that has happened to you, one of our natural patterns is that when we don't have our routine, or we don't have our normal check flow or money, or even something simple like, our car breaks down, or that we have to have a budget with getting our food to feed all of our family. All of that, when things get out of rhythm, when they get out of that rhythm, it's just natural, because it's in our DNA to be alarmed. That's why you have startle response. So don't go there with that startle response, like, hyper vigilant, ready to, what's the next, waiting for the next shoe to fall, walking on eggshells. I'm just describing some of the behavior because this is the time for you to buff up. It is time for us to buff up and be Indian. And it's trying to buff up and call upon all of our ancestors I've been talking to the Ohlone here, the Ohlone that were here centuries before any conquistadores, before any organized religion. And I was asking the Ohlone, please, all of our 5,000 visitors flying into town and getting into town, let them be welcomed. Let them feel at ease. And even, with our friend Monique is coming because Monique helps healing the healers. She has always helped Native Wellness Institute. She's at our third annual Healing Together on Bainbridge. She worked on hundreds of people, helping them physically get rid of all of that stuff that's not good for us inside of our bodies. And anyway, she's been trying to, first she's like, supposed to be here at 10. Then she said 11, because I'm on Pacific Standard Time. I'm not in Montana. And then finally, I said, Monique, it's Wellness Wednesday, and I got to go live, noon to 1. So anyway, she said, I'll just get there at 1. Anyway, but Monique, just what I love about that sister is, I'm not frustrated. We'll just be flexible. We'll use the F word a lot, to be flexible. And we have some other healers that I think Aurora's coming in, maybe some of her staff. They're coming in and they're getting their body work, because we have some events coming. You guys can come on down. Man, I swear the 30th is a big day. Bates, which is the Bay Area American Indian Two-Spirit powwow, but the whole week there's events. There's the Divas of the Divas and the drag show on Sunday. I think it starts at 11 to 2, Land O'Lakes and Spirit, and everyone is coming into town to celebrate being who they authentically are. And everyone comes with their dollars, and we all sing, and they're also having Thursday night on the 30th, they're having this big gala, and they're honoring all the Two-Spirit that have worked so hard, that need recognition. And then they always honor the allies. Aurora and I got the best ally. It was just so cute. They got us a little medicine pouch, and it was given to us by all of the San Francisco Bay Area and all the international Two-Spirit that had come in, and we're an ally, so even, if you're at a place in your life, because last night I was with a group 18 to 29, and we ended up most identified as comfortable with male and then female, but there was a couple of young people who they hadn't reached that safety yet. So we had a group, because we were doing healthy relationships in an activity that comes out of Best Practices, NWI, our healthy relationship curriculum. And I noticed one of the young girls, she looked around, because she said, I'm non-binary, gender fluid. I said, well, good. We're gonna have non-binary, gender fluid group, but no one else came. And then I saw her look around, and then I just looked at her, and with my eyes, with my badass auntie eyes, I just, badass auntie. We're just seeing, and again, that's that courage to make a choice. Accept what you can't change, but give yourself the courage to what you can. And she said, I think I'll just go over with the females. And I looked at her, with that badass auntie look, and we look up, and I go, is that okay for your feelings right now, your emotions? She goes, oh yeah, those are all mine. Anyway, she went over there, but if it had been a larger, whatever, sometimes we might have to have 3 categories, 4 categories, 5 categories when you're working with young people and healing, especially around, because they're preventing suicide. We had such a beautiful group. There was a young person who had 30 days clean and sober. there was another young man who had 78 days clean and sober. And then there was another young person who had 7 months. And they just came and they were in the circle and they could be themselves. We even had her goal is to be a gymnast. And when we did introductions, rather than doing it like white supremacists or how America does it, we asked people to dance or sing their introduction. And so the first person off the bat, she was up from Northern Cal, I think around the Pomo. Anyway, she decided to do a backflip. So we got the smudge going, we're in a circle, and I did some introduction and storytelling of killing a mountain lion, Omokotoyu, and all this. So then I pass it to her, and she goes, "Well, I think I have." I said, I looked at her, and my intuition said, "I said, are you going to do a cartwheel or something?" She goes, "No, I'm going to do a backflip." Everybody's like, okay, there's the smudge is going. We're starting the talking circle introduction. So she gets up. She gets up, and you know how like Indian young, just vivacious, young Indian, and she moves. She gets like the clearest space, and then she gets that, and she did this back in the air flip and landed on her feet. That was, and then she just said, so then we could ask any questions, and people said, "Have you ever hurt yourself?" And this is what she said. She said, "Yeah, I've been practicing, and I've broken a lot of bones and strained muscles." And she said, "But now I'm at a proficient level where if my mind is in a good place, I just concentrate. And when I flip up in the air," she said, "it's the greatest feeling of freedom. And I take my body and I talk to my body and my mind and my spirit, and it just flows. I just do a backflip and I land on my feet." And so I'm kind of like describing it. And she said, "So since I started being able to do that," and she goes, and not all the time. I make a mistake sometimes, and I might fall down. But she said, lately I just been able, and that's that mindfulness. That's that tapping and clearing and smudging and using our medicine. Just to carry your sweetgrass with you. And when you see an a-hole, and when you see a president you might not like, when you see your exes, when you see how much you weigh on the scale, when you forgot to pay one of your bills, when one of your kids just does something outrageous, when your grandchild falls down, when you look in the refrigerator and there ain't much there. When you get it. We know who we are. We know our ancestors' strength. And they're unseen, but they're all around us. And all we have to do is call upon them. And so that, to that courage. So how do we get courage? Because there was, several, and I'm just elders yesterday that, and a couple of them had walkers, and a couple of them, they were using their cane. But it was interesting because all the elders had confidence. They had the medicine of confidence. So they just come into the room, and I was just, I don't know what it was, but I remembered everyone's name. Hey, Jackie Blossom. Wow, Angel. Wow, Tommy Orange. Wow. I just started everyone that would come through. Janine Antone. and Gino was calling the bingo, and Millie Cachesanos, and she was one of our trailblazers, in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s in the San Francisco Bay Area. We lost her, but here was her son, and I think he has his PhD, but he comes, and for the elders, everybody comes and volunteers and makes it a good day. And then they were in the kitchen making homemade bread. They had squash, they had stew, they had vegetables, fruit. And then, the elders, they all like chocolate covered strawberries and homemade pie. Chocolate cake. Anyway, I'm cutting down on sugar because my A1C is 6 and I want to keep it there. So, but the elders were like, I think I'm gonna have 2 pieces of chocolate cake, and it was kind of funny because they said, "Well, I'm old and I'm just gonna eat anything I want." There's one elder is gonna turn 98 in July. And you ain't going to tell that 98-year-old, I'm sorry, you need to cut down on your sodium or you should go gluten-free. She'll say, oh, hell no. Anyway, I just saw her enjoy it. And she doesn't eat a lot, but she was enjoying her dessert. So that courage that fortifies us. What if whoever the patterns in our family, grandparents, because the courage, if they've been in residential school or boarding school, or they were taken away, we have to look at that and bring back the courage and bring back the confidence. It's just like it's like priming the pump. Like yesterday when our young Native woman did a backflip, we had a whole hour of different introduction. And one of the young grass dancers just wanted to dance. That's how he was going to introduce himself. So they queued up the grass dance, and he just grass danced. That's how he introduced himself. Others told a story. I mean, others sang a song. There was just interesting how, like, when someone says, who are you? When they say, who are you? How do you define yourself? Because, protocol, you're supposed to say your grandparents. If you can say your great-grandparents, your parents, you're supposed to say your tribe. But we're at a time when some people have to learn that. And that's okay. Never judge. That's okay, if someone else raised them, if someone else, whatever the circumstances, is get the courage. Like there was a young man, we were gifting, I brought some eagle feathers, Aurora sewed some ribbon skirts, and there was in the giveaway, but there was medicine. And when I was down in New Mexico in the Arizona area, someone had given me white corn pollen. That was because a lot of our relatives down there know how important pollen is, corn pollen, but there was a little bag of it. And I started, I just said, who in here is got Apache blood or Navajo, or you're from the Southwest, or you really, and this one young man, and you could see, so I just gave him medicine. And I said, I'm Blackfoot, where we respect that medicine and we cherish it, but it's not corn pollen. We use other things. But when I gave it to him, he was sitting there and, he kept looking at it. And then, he didn't answer with words. He took a little bit of the corn pollen out and, he went like this. He knew how to use it in the 4 directions. And he got his confidence. After he took that corn pollen and he went in the 4 directions and he prayed and then he put it down, I just seen him for the next 3 or 4 hours get his confidence. So remember your medicine. And sometimes, right now, I think we have to be lateral kindness and lateral forgiveness for people who are overreacting. well, you can look at their page and see if they're overreactors with that guy that's claiming to be our president. If he's doing this, if they're just reacting to the what ifs and they haven't happened yet. Freezing these funds, doing this, getting rid of your bathrooms, deporting all your relatives. I was like, when I came here, I'm at a 5-star, pretty fancy place. When I came in, I go, am I safe here? I mean, how I look, I won't get deported, right? And they were just laughing. I go, well, my family just wants to make sure that no one tries to deport me. And where are they going to deport me to? Chief Mountain? Eh? Where are they going to deport me to? Banff? Lake Louise? Where are they going to deport me to? Heart Butte Mountain? Katoyis? They're going to deport me to Sweet Grass Hills? Anyway, I'm just, and I think about it because, my 86-year-old mother, and she says Nellie, because that's my middle name, and that's me. She says, Nellie, when you get on that plane, just don't say anything to antagonize, because I'm pretty vocal. I'm not, bitching and complaining, but I'm mostly humor. But I go, Mom, I hear you. Mom, I'm not, I'm Indian woman traveling by myself. I'm not now. Everyone takes care of me here, but I said I'm really aware of that, and I'm very thank you, Mom. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check in with you often, and that means calling in the evening, calling in the morning, sending pictures. They're on a trip today. I send it to my sister and I say, show this to Mom. Because yesterday, oh man, I just helping our relatives not worry and getting the courage just to say what's going on. Yesterday, all those elders, they would just hug me. And the first words out of their mouth is, how's your mom? So think about that. Like when you go out, just tell the next person you see, just hug them and hold them a little bit longer. Like yesterday, I would hold, some 20 seconds, 30 seconds before any words came out. And they would say, how's your mom? And I was challenging myself to have a different answer each time, because she's doing good. But they just wanted to know how she was. And then I got to say, well, how are you? And then I was, some of the nutritionists there, community gardens, they had brought in fresh, lemons and she says, well, how are you? And I go, well, I ate too much Thai food last night. I overdid it. And you can, when you eat too much of that Thai food or something like that with sodium, you can tell because your rings are a little bit tight. And I go, yeah, my rings are tight. And so she knows the answer. She goes, here, take this lemon and soften it up and eat the whole thing. And I did. And instantly I just felt like, woo, my whole body was good. And then the 98-year-old elder goes, you're eating that whole lemon? I go, yeah, that's how I eat. Even oranges, I eat the peas, I eat the whole thing. Avocados, I eat the whole thing. I don't eat I said, that's just how I'm hardwired. I eat buffalo meat, I eat elk, but I said, but I ate the lemon and I just had all the juice. And so I got the courage, to listen to someone, because she was saying, that's your answer. And, so even lemon water. And I will not say anything about coffee drinkers and how much coffee you're drinking. You can tell by their teeth, eh? But all of that good stuff is drink lemon water. Get, I've got some magnesium and some electrolyte. I've been, throughout the day, as you get, and if you're athletic and if you're on the go and you're spinning 20 plates, get electrolytes. Get that, that. Whatever you weigh, make sure that if you weigh 200, then you need at least 100 ounces of water, electrolyte. Get the courage and just keep it going. Anyway, it was just like, so I wanted to share with you, we're in that stage right now. On the 18th, Leonard Peltier will be coming home. And you may have your own Leonard Peltier. You may, one of, I was just, my friend Deb Pace and my friend Esther Tailfeathers and a lot of my relatives up on the Alberta side, out of kindness, they said this to me. I've been up there quite a bit. They said if you want to pack your bags and live up here for 4 years. And I'm not going to do that. But they were concerned about the tribes in the lower 48. And they were offering, and I just thought, wow, what a loving thing to say. Pack your bags and come live up here, because he can't touch you up here. Interesting. Interesting. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like, when people were evading Hitler, people hid them. Poland, Ukraine, people ran and they hid. And they were saved. So rather than being that extreme, think about, how do we just stay right where we are with our family, with our children, in our nest, in our home, with our ancestors, and that we get the courage to maneuver. And yes, we can. We can choose, and we can choose our response. You hear Mike Duncan say this all the time with Native Dads Network every Tuesday morning at 6:30 a.m. You can choose your response and not overreact. And so I was just observing the elders, and no one was moving fast except for when they got bingo. When they got bingo, and then they would go up and choose the prize. But then all the other elders, they were happy for them. It wasn't like I should have got the bingo. Whenever they got bingo, the little 98, she would like clap for them. Yay, they won bingo. They were cheering each other on no matter what was going on. And some of them, they live on a fixed income. They don't have a lot of people caretake. Anyway, they did so many wonderful things with the gifts that they gave. And then they give them all organic food. And then in their garden, they grow sweet grass. They give them sweet grass. They're growing California sage. They were just gifting all of these elders, food and medicine. And that courage, they had already, I was thinking about the 98-year-old and, the 70-year-old daughter that was still taking care of her, making sure in bingo she punched all the numbers. And then next to me, the youngest of this group, and she was telling me her life story in between the numbers being called, what happened to her when she was a child, and what she does. And it's interesting because and it's okay. I guess I invite people to tell me their authentic story, and so I heard her story, and all I kept doing was touching her, holding her, and then would do our bingo. And at the end, I was hugging her. I hugged her about 4 times. She just got to get it out. And then someone acknowledged. So one of the things that you can do is allow people to tell you their deepest secret or their story. And just listen. Just touch them. And say, thank you for sharing your story with me. That really makes me feel good and helps me with my story. Remember that. Allow them to tell you what went on in unhealthy patterns earlier in their life. Allow them to tell you unhealthy patterns that may may have happened, day before yesterday, and they got through it, or they're getting through it. And then that's that lateral kindness and that lateral compassion. And so part of what we have to do is we have to self-talk. Like while you're going along, because like one of when I was untreated codependent, I would always be spinning 20 plates with work and the bills and the house, and it was like a frantic going, and untreated codependents are always late. That's Indians were we just don't get there. No, but it's just think about, the self-talk, like while you're going along, just saying, it's okay, we'll get it done. And if we don't get it done, we'll get it done tomorrow. We'll just do what we can in this 24 hours, and we're going to sleep good. And one of the things that I really wanted to ask and to share with you is, when I lately just when I go to bed and I do, in these hotel rooms, I always put tobacco in the four corners. I got my headdress here, so I light some sweetgrass. And I asked some of the medicine things, my medicine pouch, I asked, please let me sleep 8 hours and wake up refreshed. And even if I wake up a little bit early, sometimes smudge, I grab the medicine, I go, please let me sleep 1 or 2 more hours and wake up refreshed. When you have the courage to start using and have faith in your medicine, you will start sleeping better. And I've been asking, please let me remember my dreams that guide me. Because one of my default areas, when I don't remember my dreams, that means I'm doing too much, or I'm sleep deprived, or I'm not paying attention to my sleep hygiene. So I'll say, please, it's a boy, I've been having these dreams, and I've been having, future dreams. And then now I have to see how do I insert that to come true? And I have to say, all of us right now have to insert ourselves in social justice. We have to insert ourselves in collective agreements to help each other. We have to insert ourselves in ceremony. We have to insert ourselves in collective prayer. We have to insert ourselves. Don't be holding grudges. The grudges and the resentment of lateral violence and oppression with purchase orders or with your job and that kind of stuff. Knock it off. Insert yourself in forgiveness and starting new with those relationships, starting new with your family, renewing. And I was just like, part of our team, Wade and Debbie, been married 30 years, and they renewed their vows. So cool. But then part of the family now went to Hawaii, and they renewed their vows. They've raised their children, have grandchildren, but they, after 30 years. So think about, who are you loving on? And it may not be romantic, but renew your vows with your siblings. Get together with your siblings. Get together with your aunties and your uncles, your nieces and your nephews, and renew your love for each other. And it might be, I was just I'm trying to, it might be one of our Blackfeet students at the Blackfeet Community College. Look at these earrings. And I really like them, but I thought, why did I bring them? Because I might have to gift them. Because I've been gifted. I don't need, I've been gifted everybody. But I was just, so symbolically, that the more you give away, whatever you give away will come back tenfold, 20-fold. So like even the prayer that goes out, you'll be getting back good things. So, but you might need to give someone, like, it was just so beautiful. they gave me some California sage, and I have it over there with my medicines. And I just thought, wow, what a gift! Someone went out and put down the tobacco and said the prayers, and now they're gifting it to me. So, even coming here, I was getting, we grind my grandma, Atstanikiwa, always taught us to grind our medicine, and to grind it into 2 types of medicine, 4 types of medicine, even 6 types of medicine, up to 8, because it has to be like, she would say, the medicine helps the medicine, so you don't do odd numbers. And so I had my rite of passage dream when I stopped my last bleed. So I ground a lot of medicine coming here. And I put, the high cedar out of Wind River Canyon with sweet grass, sweet pine, omagussus. I have a lot of bare root. I had a lot of flat cedar that Jeline and Will had gotten me. I just, people give me medicine and I grind it, and I've been gifting it. Like, if instead of advice or telling that person, is just say, here, just smudge with this often. Just like that young man that I gave the corn pollen. Just told him, your ancestors. And you could just tell somehow he got this umph of everything's going to be okay in his life. But he just kept looking at that little bag, and he was going to start using that medicine. So the courage to change the things we can. In the 24 hours, in the rest of this month, and maybe, I'm always a person, and if you're indigenous, think about by the next equinox or the next solstice, what kinds of courage and goals do you need to take care of? Last year, I kind of set mine high because I had saved up about $30,000. I'd saved up to put down on a new truck. And when it all went down, I had that old, because I come from trauma, that, man, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to, War Pony is not my new War Pony. And then I was just realizing now our War Pony is waiting at the Great Falls Airport. War Pony is just purring. War Pony, it's working out. So when you set your goals, and your goals might be something like that, it might be to buy a house. It might be to pay the house off that you have. It might be, you might want to just be a renter. And that's okay. Because remember that patriarchy thinking, or that colonize that's held over us. We might be nomadic. Our greatest possessions might be in a couple suitcases because we travel a lot. The goal might be to build a home. My friend Timothy I know he's busy because his last text is that he's rebuilding someone's home that burnt in the fires. So then I know, when you're rebuilding a home, you're not like, I know he's not just staring at his phone. I know he's not. So I just think about, what do you do? Let's see, it's going to be March 20th, and that's coming up on us pretty quick. March 20th, the equinox. June 20th, the solstice. Maybe that's a good time where you just start to have more family gatherings, eat meals together, cook meals together, go out fishing, go out hunting, go out shopping, go out whatever the gathering is, to gather the food together, to go out and gather the medicine together. Make the plans. I've been invited over to Colville Reservation. I got transferred by Randy and her family to get the bare root there, but the two of the other elders, And again, we're elders, you know, we have a date. Somehow we're going to get over there. We're going to go out. And we're going to get more bear root. Because I told them I gave all my bear root to my my Kainai relatives. Because at that point, they needed a lot. So when I gave it away, when you give it away, I just get this call and they said, well, come and we'll harvest more bear root, enough for all of our families. I always call it breathing medicine. And we've had so much colds and pneumonia, RSV, all that kind of stuff. Knock on wood, I haven't got any of that yet. And I suck on that bear root and just take a piece of it. Sometimes I'll pray with it in my mouth. I grind it, smudge with it. It's, you know, if you go into sweat, like here Friday at the Friendship House, they always have a woman's sweat. And Aurora, you know, I'm going to give them some medicine to put on the rocks so their lungs are healthy, so that, you know, they can breathe, so that they can let go of stuff, you know. And so think of that. What are you going to do? What courageously are you going to do culturally to keep your family intact and to be okay? Because remember, and you hear me say, it's your birthright to thrive and to live joy. It is your birthright. We shouldn't be, you know, anxiety and doing all this, you know, whatever. We don't need to do that. Surround yourself with people who love you unconditionally. If it's your cat, if it's your dog, if it's Jean and Ruby have 3 dogs, and I'm always jealous because surround yourself with your cats and your horses. You know, Pumpkin Roundine, when I was coming here, Pumpkin, he has this idea. So he's got these wild horses, and the tribe gave him he's going to build some stalls. So he said, but we might need some saddles and you know, so I'll figure out what I can contribute. But he said, Theta, we got to teach these kids how to handle horses. We got to teach them how to break horses. Like, you know, yeah, couldn't you? Some people you don't want to put on a horse. But he said they have to, because they don't know they all have horse medicine. Bonagamata, you know. Bonagamata. And so I was just listening to him, and God, it sounded like my dad was talking, because my dad had horse medicine. Sam Newbreast Sr. had horse medicine. Dave Roundine had horse medicine. Joe Boss had horse medicine. And then all my female relatives, even Sitsi, Loretta Roundine had horse medicine. And on my bullshoe side, June Tatsy had horse medicine. Carmen Marceau had horse medicine. Loretta Berthelsen had horse. We all had, and you might have salmon medicine. You might have golden eagle medicine. You might have, it might be whatever. I'm just saying, Bonagamata, horse medicine. So I was thinking, here's my little relative, and they get by, but they don't have much money. But he has this idea. He wants to teach any kid and have the horses and the saddles so that they could go for a ride, even around Browning, that they could go out into the hills, you know, so what a goal. Teach kids how to break horses. Right? That is just awesome. So that I just saw, I'm going to be the badass auntie that helps that happen, you know. And I don't care who the kids are, because they're all Blackfeet, and even if they're allies, they might have, you know how Indians have one white friend, eh? But you love them anyway. They're your ally. And they hang out and, you know, be talking Indian, got their hard res accent, eh? Browning, eh? Ho, you know, like Browning. Ho, what you doing? Ho, where you going? Ho, hey, I just seen you. Ho. You know, you're from Browntown if you be talking like that. And we all understand it, eh? So, you know, Native Wellness Institute, we come to you it's Wellness Wednesday. We call it the Power Hour. All of our other Power Hours are on free on YouTube. And you can go there and type in Native Wellness Institute, and you'll see our whole team. I come to you every Wednesday because that's just how we're rolling right now. Our team is busy, but no matter where I'm at, because check this out. It is really the sun is coming out, and they have all these Waymos here in San Francisco. But check out our swimming pool, hot tub on Fisherman's Wharf. You can see up into it's clearing, the sky. There's just a lot of really beautiful, it's a beautiful time in the city. I'm looking down because Monique is coming here, and she's healing the healers. She's going to be roughing us around, cracking our backs. She says, well, it's cracking my neck. Anyway, we'll come to you every Wednesday, but there's a couple things coming up. I mean, like Mike Duncan, Albert Tittman, they're doing some stuff at Tule River, Boys with Braids. There is there's this whole week, just come to San Francisco. There's healing events. The powwow, the Bates powwow, it's the 14th annual, is happening at Fort Mason. I think grand entry is about noonish, but they're asking everyone to come at 11. Plenty of parking right across from Alcatraz. 5,000 people in town for this powwow. And the Healing Together Conference, sponsored by White Bison, has registrations going to start soon. And that's June 18th, 19th, and 20th. So sign up for that. And again, we welcome you. We have a Healthy Relationship Training of Trainers, February 11th at Barbie's Village, which is our property. And Barbie is not like Barbie, Barbie. Just like Barbie is like a homeless woman that had a dream that everyone should have a house. So that's why it's called Barbie Village. So we have the Healthy Relationship Training of Trainers, February 11th, 12th, and 13th. And then we already have a lot of registered to go to Hawaii for how to look through a trauma lens and a healing lens when you're working with your tribe, your family, your territory, your reserve, your village, your rancheria. And that's going on with Native Wellness Institute. You just can go to www.nativewellnessinstitute.com and register. So we've got our whole year planned out. So sign up for anything. And if you need something new, like some of the tribes, one of the Montana tribes, Fort Peck, just bought a year's worth of training because they want to inoculate their whole entire reservation. And I think it's the 31st, this Friday. I think Casey Nicholson and Lori Nubres are going in first. And then we just keep coming in, and then we just keep healing healers. We have the healing, get the courage, just keep healing healers. Just bring in, we'll do, we always have different kinds of set. We have wellness in the workplace. We have training of trainers. We have Gona. And we're designing new stuff. Just like last night with the young people here, the parents had put in a special request about having the dialogue around healthy sexuality. So we got deep with these 18 to 29-year-olds. Healthy sexuality. We can do any of the healing around that. We bring in a team. So I guess I'm just like, my head is like, wow, we got a lot to do. But for today, coming back to this 24 hours, just live the 24 hours. Say the prayers for the future. And, it's letting go. Yesterday, we had Joe Day and the Aboriginals from Australia had given us emu and eagle feathers and albatross crowns and capes, and it's sacred. So, but the emu, why is it sacred? The emu is it's ostrich looking, but they only go forward. Their legs, it's impossible to back up. And so the medicine it helps you clear and let go of that past and really take all of your good, that 24 hours and the energy for moving forward. So I was smudging that cape, and it's over there because I like for young people like to put it on. We brought things that they could put on and say a prayer. Our job, as adults and as aunties and as uncles and as parents and as grandparents, we just have to let them know we're here. We're guiding them, but they're going to choose which way they're going to go. One of my longtime friends, he said, our role is, if they want to make mud pies, we bring the mud. I love that. So I'm like the mud bringer. Can we have mud wrestling? That'd be fun. Mud wrestling workout. What's your conflict resolution? Mud wrestling? That would be awesome. But Monique is has arrived, so I'm gonna say Kitakito Matsuno, and I'll see you next Wednesday. But come over to San Francisco right now, and Native Wellness Institute, we're always here. We always have an ear. We always have dialogue of healing the healers. Hurt people, but heal people, heal people. So Kitakito Matsuno.